Need some shoe polish or something on there. Ooh. All right. Let's see. Go get anything done. Trip over stuff all the time. So this is a job for Susan's. Like Susan's been trying to get friggin' men to do their job for so long. It's crazy. I don't suppose it's crazy. It's just a ho 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 whore. They're called whores, kids. They're a whore. They're a whore because they're horrible. Yeah, you get mixed up with the wrong type of. I'm kind of convinced that. Well, that's just the way it is. Either show and tell or clean up. Well, maybe I should turn off my music. I'm deaf. I can't hear what anybody's saying. All right, there we go. Just a nice, cozy at home stream for a couple hours. I had a rather good day the other day. Well, I spent all day yesterday waiting for a ride, and then at the should have followed up earlier. I was like on the fence, and we ended up not going. Yeah, I was gonna go watch a movie at a. There's a cool little bar in a town over. It's funny in the city I used to live in. It would you'd almost think you're in the same city. It's only 25 miles away. Only 25 miles away. Aren't cars amazing? Aren't paved roads and vehicles that whew, Little House on a Prairie Day. I don't know if you're making that in one day. You're like in a little wagon with like dirt trails, and I don't know if that's one day. How fast does a wagon go? I don't know. Like, it's been a long time. Yeah, I suppose it's a day's journey. You have a wagon, and your wagon actually goes 5 miles per hour, which that might be a little rough on the horses. I don't know. Let's see. Be 5 hours maximum, or minimum. I mean, yeah. So we were gonna go there and to a bar and watch a movie. I'll put my mask on. Yeah, I was all dressed up. I was all dressed up last night, ready to go, uh, ready to go watch a scary movie. And then we canceled and like okay, things got late. And then today I got that they canceled again. We are gonna go watch a movie, and I have an invite to go watch movies at a person's house. And I don't know. So actually, this is kind of the ice splits in here are kind of hard to see through. It rides up and oh well. It is kind of cool, right? Well, when you go psychotic, when adulthood is so horrible, sometimes regressing into a form of delusional childhood might be healthy. Who knows? So this is like a DC type of thing. I like the DC because DC is a little slower. Detective Comics. For a long time, I thought DC meant District of Columbia, that crime hole of Washington D.C. No, this is having a little fun. I actually have a different outfit for Halloween. You'll have to check Instagram for that. I don't think I'm gonna wear that one and doing any YouTubing. So yesterday I held out, and it's like this clip art. This is a piece of artwork that I picked up for it was half off because they charged for the frame. So I think this was $1. Yeah, that makes sense. That's my books were because the total was 273. I got two books as well. I really like picking up the Oscar de la Rent for the Night, The World of Joan Partridge, and I'm just looking at the here. I'll bring it up. This is where I had planned to have like a desk and one of those overhead lamps and stuff. Like a lot of people in the art community will have their cameras facing down. And they'll have like a you get overhead and close up of it. 'Cause I like to show things. Over here, it has a little a rooster. It says Oscar de la Rent for the Night, and then there's what looks like a dog, Bella. Everyone loves Joan. Oh, look at here. You have a woman on what appears to be a woman sitting on a tree branch, sawing it off. Then she's gonna fall into this witch's cauldron. I think that's the Mona Lisa. Uh, oh, look at Fat Mike. This must be some inside stuff from whatever school. This looks like a school project. This is what it looks like. I think this piece of art is somebody used a computer, like made computer art, using a lot of well, it expands up. If it was smaller, then it'd be more less noticeable. These have a lot of pixels. Oh, how valleys will travel. Yeah, oh my, see, I just get so off track. I just wanted to show off my new acquisition. So Bernard Elizabeth Ron Joshua. The name is another name behind the sticker. Bella, Aaron, Elizabeth, and Martin. Margaret probably. So drifting. I actually had the algorithm for YouTube gave me a great drifting song. It's an older boomer couple and Goodwill, and they're singing about how awesome Goodwill is. And sometimes we show up just to have fun. I have so much fun shit drifting. A little bit too much fun because, well, I don't really need anything. What I need is somebody to talk to. So I use you as therapy, chat. Yep, I have no viewers. Still, that's fine. I prefer not to because my emotional state, I'd probably get banned because I start screaming profanities. I just don't think this is a very healthy way to live. What's a way to get healthy? Excuse me. I found most useful. I don't know where I'd be if it wasn't for the ability to stream. Yeah, I'm not a very good professional production, but I like to tell my family I'm still alive. And wait, I'm feeling this very good thing I'm not around because maybe I might make you unalive. That's how that's wait, that's a family. See, family can talk to each other differently than other people. So that's a terroristic threat. Heather's a whore. Yeah, yeah, it's like every family right now in America, I think, has to deal with this. The explosion. Sometimes if we ever get a class of like real students who are serious about schoolwork and learning things and projects, I want a graph showing the rise of sex work over like 20 years. Online sex work. It seems to me that a solution to a lot of lockdown is turn that camera on, ladies and boys. Although I think that was just to make the poor boys feel better about like things. Oh, you can get just as much selling pictures of your starfish as your sister can. Yeah. Oh, I will throw away receipts. I purchased this on 10/29/2025, 3:51 and 22 seconds p.m. Oh my goodness, adding on those seconds. Well, you never know. So I have some. Now I don't know how if they're just showing up alone saying this is where I was yesterday is not proof that it's an illegal immigrant in my card or maybe just a criminal with a record and stuff. It's interesting doing public document searches on yourself. I could teach you that. A lot of people can Google it. Public public search, public record search. Yeah, it costs a little bit of money. Boy, sometimes you'd be surprised. I also paid a lot more money to have a professional private investigator get a thing on me, and wow, you'd be surprised at the places I've lived. Even I've been surprised. Like I don't know. I'd have to go back and see if there's any place that I had it. But one thing I noticed, and maybe this is like just part of learning how to be an adult of officially checking out of places. Like there are apartments I lived in Charleston and Salt Lake City, and they had me continuing to live there for like a decade after I moved out. It was like it shows like the dates I lived someplace. I was like, I only lived there like 6 months, and boy oh boy, after I moved out, it was like, well, doing the paperwork with the office is that can be cleaned up, get a more accurate timeline for my own sanity. I had a skanky old Dr. Ruth like goblin thing for every day. Every day it's like this Madame Blavatsky, Anne Rand. Use your ego. You need to you need to rid your ego. What's this ego? Using I do an alcoholic. Well, that's not her. My brother's in that program, and it says I read the All Folks Bible, and it says somebody uses I too much, or I is they're so self-centered. Alcoholism. But I wrote that. Oh my goodness, why you need what's your ego? You need such credit. Why do you need such credit for things you did that? What about the people who make the book, they make the paper, the pen? Didn't they help you? They're not smart enough to actually take that logical thing because that's not who they're referring to. Friends and lovers. My uncle got into it when he on his well. Sometimes men have to learn a hard lesson about just jumping into relationships. And so I have my uncle. He does the online dating thing, but one thing he'll do is he'll run astrological reports, see if you're compatible. Like he won't waste time if you're not compatible on astrological reports. So this is like a planet, sun, huh, moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, midheaven, ascendant, sign, Leo, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Taurus, Aries, Cancer, Libra, Sagittarius, Libra, Virgo, Sagittarius. Anyway, astrological reports. It's like deja vu, Groundhog Day. It's like, and we just every day it seems. What I do is I sit on this little chair thing, little stool, and I start to move stuff. And I think I'm getting cleaned up, and I turn around and just move the pile behind me. Like I just piles of stuff. I thought I'd have dressers, shelves. Well, just that's naivety on my part. You see, I don't know if you know about the Latter Day Saints and stuff. They have a corporate headquarters in Salt Lake City. Now, historically, there are other people who say no, those are the false prophets. That the real ones went in other directions. Very interesting. Very interesting when all of a sudden there's an extermination order put out on people. It hit when you read about stuff. It just doesn't seem as real as when it happens. Just the night of the long knives. The the October 13th, the order to kill all the Templars. Yeah, sometimes you wonder, like, so unaware, so unaware. So I don't know what's in this bag. This is kind of fun. The Spirit of Keto. I got this one. I got this. I think it was less than $1. It has dollar on it. I think the store I got from it might have been 25 cents or 50 cents. That just says things that I have a Tai Chi book. Oh, here it is. Like the ideal life on a schedule. Wake up, do some stretching, do some just exercise. I I'm not gonna say I don't have any room to do yoga, and I have another room that when I moved in was like, oh, this is like I had half this room to be like workout equipment and stuff. No need to go to sign up for a gym when I had like my own home gym, and most of what I do is body weights and isometrics anyway. It's kind of hard sometimes to get going through massive depression, massive depression. There's a guy Noel Engelstad or something. I forget his name. They have audio. You read about stuff what the academic leader are talking about sometimes, and it's like this guy, dude said the solution was that more white men should kill themselves. Can you imagine a politician telling you that you should kill yourself? Like, what's your solution to fix the government? You kill yourself. And that's really funny until like then they realize he's going to pay taxes. It kind of there are certain people who have that. You worth it to die, and all of a sudden their tax money, their paycheck goes away. What happened? What happened? And all the taxpayers are dead, slow mo. They killed themselves just like you wanted. Now you can work. Isn't that wonderful? Book of Angels. I don't think I got these things at the same time. Chapter 4, The Sons of God. So many wings come here, skipping honey, and speak here, in your home, O God. There's an Aztec home. The Aztecs talk like that? Were there angels among the cavemen? Neanderthal and Cro-Magnon angels? Angels of Australopithecus, more visible perhaps in those days when people lived closer to nature and the institution. Anyway, I didn't write or ask the publisher, copyright holder, permission to read this, so I just show you. I got a book of angels and procrastinating. My phone. I have one of my smartphone, the touch screen phone, not the one that I put over there. It's very slow, has very limited memory. I have one that won't charge sitting on the table, and I'm trying to find a place that will fix it. Took it to the shop, and they said just needs the charging port reset because it pushed in a little bit over the years, so I won't make contact. Unfortunately, that's my podcasting software. I thought about doing podcasts and getting my computer set up, but sometimes the apps are just more convenient because I just push the button and do it from right where I'm sitting at. Where to where to show you my office, it's much like this. So I suppose I'll take these things into the dedicated book room and then organize them. I want to do them by category, like the Dewey Decimal System. I hear there are other systems in categorization of library books. Dewey's been such a main player for so long. So having a shelf science, a shelf fiction, a shelf of history, and then I get them like organized into what kind. I got a play here, waiting for Godot or Godot. Godot. I forget how I ended up watching this. I forwarded it to one of my only friends at the time. I usually only have a few friends, and so well, the reason why is well, I suppose we don't really have a hard time associating with other people, and like waiting for Godot. I watched it. I watched the play. What was it? Is TV? There's like a it was like a British Broadcasting Corporation. I think it's like their PBS. It was production of it, so it wasn't in an audience. It had a set, and yet it had the nice feel to it. Just two dudes hanging out, waiting for Godot. What is this, Vladimir? Let us not waste our time in idle discourse. Let us do something while we have the chance. It is not every day that we are needed. No, not indeed that we personally are needed. Others would make the case equally well, if not better. To all mankind ever address those cries for help still ringing in our ears, but at this place, at this moment of time, all mankind is us, whether we like it or not. Let us make the most of it before it is too late. Let us represent worthily for once the foul abroad to which a cruel fate consigned us. What do you say? It is true that when with folded arms we lay the frozen cause, we are no less a credit to our species. The tiger bounds to help of his congenitors without the least reflection, or else he slinks away into the depths of the thicket. But that is not quite the question. What are we doing here? That is the question. And are we blessed in this, that we happen to know the answer? Yes. In this immense confusion, one thing alone is clear. We are waiting for Godot to come. So I have a lot of plays actually. Writing a play, writing dialogue, book file. Oh, I have notebooks. The 4 Hour Work Week notebook. And how far along did I get in the 4 Hour Work Week notebook? Not very far. I've only used the first. Let's see, and then the second one isn't even anything to do with the 4 Hour Work Week. Yeah, no, it's actually everything here is huh. Anyway, projects. criticized for never completing anything. I mean, shouldn't use never. I did complete like Borderlands 2 and 3, the Bioshock Raptures, and Infinity. Is that what the third one was? Is that what the one's called? So I have completed a few things. I don't have a date in here. I don't have a date, so I don't know when I wrote this first page. What do I want from the 4-hour workbook or 4-hour work week? I want an exciting, challenging, and rewarding life. I want recognition. I want to matter. I want to inflate my ego. Oh yeah, I'm kind of a polar responder, you might say. For a long time, it's get rid of the ego, deflate the ego. And one day I was hearing somebody, I don't know if it was Alan Watts or somebody talking about it, I was like, but the ego is our personality. The ego is like the personality and tool that drives us through life. It separates us from other people. Oh my goodness, separated from other people. Like not caring about them. Is that the thing? That I really actually don't care if you're watching or not? Yeah, I don't care. I don't care. One time we were having a conversation, it must have said, I don't know how I don't know how my well, we have two different departments, and so we had like kind of our offices were next door to each other, so neither of us were above or below. We had to work together. I was on one project, and they're on the other project. Still falls under the same like umbrella. But we're having decided points. I want to remove this master slave relationship out of it. Prime and base. Okay, prime base. Yeah, I forget. Making compromises. Oh my goodness. Sometimes you really don't know what triggers people until they hear that word. I'm like, I don't like the word master. Okay. Yeah. Let me talk to you about all lives matter or no lives matter. Such a nice person. Very much into all lives matter. And I was like, Miss Williams, no life really matters. Not to me anyway. Oh yeah, they annoy me. All these needs, all these screens. What can I say? What can I say? It's just neg, 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 neg. In the pickup artist community, there's like, there are guys who study how to pick up chicks. I studied how to pick up chicks, like try to get into the psychology of a woman because boy, oh boy, you can't understand they're you understand the words, and yet the body language, everything else, it's like I don't know. I just don't know. I know there is, and it does seem to work. It's like you find somebody's insecurities and you twist them and make them have to work for your approval. Instead of complimenting them, you're like, my, you just have the wonderfully most crooked nose. You have one of the feature that stands out the most. It's just the way you're so confident with that crooked bent nose. But you make it work though, G. You make it work. Yeah, yeah, negging. Because it is. People are like that's an insult. Yes, it is. Did you compliment the princess? Oh, she gets complimented all the time. Look at that ego. Sometimes you have to prick it. But no, no, because that's a manipulation. And once you start manipulating people and get a reputation for manipulating people, okay, I say. I did enjoy the magic stream yesterday. I was watching a couple streamers. They were doing magic classes, like the street magicians. It was fun. So I have. Oh, here's one. For the first year and a half, I was. Oh my goodness, it's 10 months. Yeah, for most of the first year, I've been living here about 2 years, and well, it's over 2 years. First year, I was pretty steady about reason why this location was so desirable. Is I used to have to commute. Let's see, I caught a bus at 6:20, got off the bus at 7:15, something like that bad. I think it was about an hour commute, and then I'd walk to work. Like it took me like it was basically an hour. So I'd leave the apartment honestly about get there 10 minutes before the bus. Sometimes it'd be a couple minutes earlier. Anyway, so I would leave my apartment at 6:10, catch the bus at 6:20, be sitting at my desk at 7:30, then the ride back. Get off at 4:30, be rolling in the apartment around like 5:30, 5:45. Do the thing the next day. I work at a courthouse. I don't know if you ever saw Night Court. Not like I didn't work in that type of. Although I don't know. Well, yeah, that's right. Did they ever have Night Court? I don't know. They have more need of it in Chicago. Anyway, I used to go to the courthouse and just try to get back into it. Even me, even a rational person like me can be pulled into the secret of success is, well, I'm too old to be a doctor. Going to medical school and not taking on those millions of dollars in student loans. Yeah, so doctoring's out. Kind of it's like going to school to be a lawyer. But we seem to be so oversaturated with lawyers. This is like lawyers suing each other and then ganging up on like just suing other lawyers. Just, oh my goodness, when there's like one person with money and five lawyers suing them, so that's always fun. Oh, wait a second. Hmm, let's see, what was the last thing I was working on? August, oh, my birthday. Oh, this, I went to the quarter super for my birthday. September, October. Oh, so this is almost 3 months ago. Mr. Dean Public Works, Taco Road Construction, heavy equipment blocking construction. So somebody's doing construction, and there's other people who are blocking construction. So there's multiple people trying to do construction out there. RES needs to remove equipment concerned with not leaving, quote, them stranded, quote, out there. Who's them? Who's stranded? Emergency services alert cement particle cloud. I missed the intro to that. It was like, oh, the emergency, getting like local emergency alert systems so people can be aware if there's like a cement particle cloud. Suppose you're messing with a quarry or something. It's like, oh, that can cause major health concerns. We want hello. My name is Jacob B. and Wisowitz. And I want to know if you've been affected by cement particle clouds, you're going to be county cities in the back. I'm informing you, the Titan County by cement particle clouds, you may be entitled to a compensation by the Jackson County Board of Supervisors and whatever company is hazardously making dirt with their equipment. Call me, we may give you a settlement today. Oh, finished weed. ALP for airport. Finished weed runway clearance. Oh, that was the most like preparing for C-130. Supervisor in Chain 3 asked about authorization of FAA. Read President AS seniors FAA operating independently through legislation. The FAA depending. Oh yeah, there was a. It's just sometimes you get those money quotes, and it was a quote about the FAA acting as an investment firm. 33 million cost. FAA will pay 5 million. Rest by county. What a deal! What a deal! The FAA is going to contribute 5 million, and then the county, one of the poorest in all of California, gets to pay 32 million. Whoa! And then they give options. I guess this is a bond. There's a county to take out a bond and use like land as collateral. Officer of Emergency Services, OES. Again, Fort Wayne's complex fire contained. 2016 TIG year. Oh, big year. 2021, bigger year, 400,000 plus acres burned. Power plant information costs pulled from 209s. What's the connection between 209s and 304s? Office numbers, Jefferson County, Alabama, model of destroying county budget. Oh, Jefferson County, Alabama. Yeah, oh my goodness, yes. Jefferson County had a signed a 30 something $1 million. How do you turn 32.7 million into like 2 billion? Well, should really read the contracts and those bonds. You miss a payment, like a Louis C.K., but for millionaires. See, Louis C.K., I watched one of his stand-ups. It's all about how banks should charge fees. If you like drop too low, they'll charge you more money. If you have money, the richer you are, the more money the bank will give you from the poor people fees. This is like boy oh boy, you get a few $1 million, but you miss a payment. Oh, adjustable rate bonds, the fees for restructuring, late penalties. Oh boy, yeah, like foreclosing on an entire county and turning it into your own independent gated nation. Like seriously, how big? Just like just never mind, never mind. Questions about like whose rules? Oh, who's in this household? Do you have do you have freedom of speech in your parents' home? Do you have freedom of speech, kids? Wait a second. Let me get my Timcast. Hello, fellow kids. I'm here to talk to you about your rights under the Constitution. Are your parents oppressing you? When you tell mom this stuff, sometimes they need to hear it. Sometimes you have to have a hard conversation with your parents, and about the appropriate way of the outside people and society, because you might have some traitorous parents. I want to know. You call today. You bet you $200. $200. You don't have to report. You just tell us that your parents talking bad about the president. Do you have freedom of speech amongst your family? To sit around and read the lyrics to WAP or This Land by Gary Clark Jr. Oh my goodness. I don't know how many complaints I've gotten. I was like, well, I'm just singing along. I'm just singing music. Just going to karaoke night. Get that, hey, I want to get Buddha, I want to do some Gary Clark Jr. karaoke night. Run, run. But the joke's on you. That's copyrighted. If you're singing copyrighted music, somebody finds out, you could get a big, big trouble. You could get big, big trouble, young man or woman. We might have to make an emergency recording industry artist association. I think that's what it stands for. I saw them mentioned along with several other big names in copyright banding together. So yeah, you sing somebody else's song, and you probably owe them money. That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest crisis out here in California. It seems like so much of the California economy, mostly down in the south, but you can see the Southerners are invading. It's like I don't really know the circumstances of that Civil War, the North-South Civil War in 1861. But boy, oh boy, these Southerners, they are aggressive. The Southern aggression, boy, oh boy, we have so many Southerners running up here looking for whatever cheaper ways of living, more victims. Yeah, it's pretty bad in LA. Who's paying for entertainment these days? See, I don't even take donations. I'm not monetized. I entertain you for free, just so it can take money away from Bobby York. Hey, Bob, you have a little problem with your books, Bobby? Are you a broco? Yeah, this is. don't know how fast I would be going inside weather streaming. Oh, here's the camera I was looking for. The camera on the laptop I'm using is like it has this weird orange, like it has a orange, put an orange tint filter thing on it. Another beautiful find. The way I say beautiful find, because I think this is a sixth American place for today, selected by Bennett Cerf. The beautiful find makes a beautiful mind. Not saying my mind's beautiful, I think. Who is it? Milton. There's an old what would you call him? Motivational speaker, life coach. Anyway, Dr. Wayne Dyer. Dwyer or Dyer? I think it's Dyer. Anyway, he used to do these. He was a regular on PBS where you could order products from, kind of like infomercial for the octogenarian crowd. He had this one, the whole enchilada. Now it's not the whole enchilada because other programs, other self-study programs. Hmm, I mean, a contemporary history place around here where kids without parents, the kids who have drug addict hooker parents, which is pretty much, oh my goodness. Oh yeah, this goes back to like my theory is that about 2020 you see this huge spike in the number of people doing sex work, especially those. Oh, did you ever hear about the Cash Me Outside girl on Dr. Phil? Apparently, when she turned, I think she got famous for being like a 13-year-old nasty hood rat on the Dr. Phil show about her behavioral problems. And then she got a little brief famous again, where the Cash Me Outside girl, she turned 18 and made like $1 million her first day on OnlyFans. Like it was put out for her. She turned 18 and she could legally do OnlyFans and sell like it all boom. And ever since then, I think that inspired a lot of our youth. But you want to go to school, struggle, for jobs don't pay you enough to live, or you want to show that starfish and feces, just a little feces. Did I say feces or feces? Well, either way, it's about the same level of civilization. So we have Toys in the Attic by Lillian Hellman. I think they threw that in a movie, right? Contents. Wait a second. Selected it was biography. We have Toys in the Attic, Lily Hellman, The Tenth Man, Patty Chaffee Sky, Sunrise at Campobello, Dor Sherry, Camino Real, Tennessee Williams, A Raisin in the Sun, Lorraine Hansberry, The Dark at the Top of the Stairs, William Inge. And yet here, the order of it is different, I suppose. Toys in the Attic is the last place. The Tenth Man is second to last. What does that matter? Not really. But I can tell you that when I'm reading about why somebody thought these were important. Sunrise at Campobello was first presented by the Theater Guild in Dora Sherry at the Court Theater, New York City on January 30, 1958 with the following cast. Anna Roosevelt, played by Donnie Dengle. Eleanor Roosevelt, Mary Fickett. Franklin D. Roosevelt Jr., Kenneth Pacos. James Roosevelt, James Bonnet. Elliot Roosevelt, Perry Scar. Edward, James Earl Jones. Oh, James Earl Jones is still famous up to this last decade. I don't know about these other people. Anyway, I mean, there are other cast members. The point is, this person knew the Roosevelt family. Have you ever heard of the Roosevelts? Well, we had two as president. So this is about the family. They were both previous presidents. I take this opportunity to acknowledge the invaluable aid we received from personal recollections and comments by Mrs. Eleanor Roosevelt, Mrs. James Halstead, Congressman James Roosevelt, and Mr. Franklin D. Roosevelt, Jr. I also extend deep appreciation to the authors of the vast bibliography concerning the life, times, and works of Franklin D. Roosevelt. Finally, my sincere thanks to Dr. Herman Kahn, director of the Hyde Park Memorial Library, and to his assistant, Raymond Corey, and to the entire staff of the library for their constant guidance and aid. Oh, there's other things here. This is kind of thing when you make historically as historically accurate. If she worked at this person, I don't know if it's a male or female. The Dory Share. So this is just a reconstruction of through research at the family archive. Apparently, this family is so well established. They have their own library documenting their family trees and their biographies. So there's so many. Oh, and okay, it's set in the past. It was 1958, but it's set in the past. And it begins August 10th, 1921, and it ends on May 1924. Wait, June. Excuse me, June 26, 1924, when Franklin D. Roosevelt, uh, nephew of Teddy Roosevelt and future president, he nominated. What did he nominate? Elliott who? Who did he nominate? You can learn a lot. Like you learning history, just learning. Oh, Alfred E. Smith. Okay. I went to work and almost immediately determined that the final image in the play was to be the figure of FDR standing at the podium in Madison Square Garden on the afternoon of June 26, 1924, when he nominated Alfred E. Smith as the presidential candidate for the Democratic Party. And then these other things. Well, I love you. I love you, internet people. And yet, that's contradictory. Your lives don't matter, huh? I'm very grateful that you've given me the opportunity to just word salad, as Tim Rumpel, the child molester, puts it, that I have word salad, that he doesn't understand what I'm saying. Just kidding. Yeah. Anyway, the child molester. Could be wrong, Tim. I took my beating. They said worse about me, Timmy. I don't know where that's coming from, Timmy. Yep, there I did. Just gave him the opportunity to sue, huh? Unless your name's not really Tim Rumpel. You wouldn't lie, would you? Oh, for a little slice of Zimmy? For a little slice of Zimmy? Anyway. Boy, oh boy. See, I'd rather have a fellow intellectual to sit around and discuss things with. Look at this book. Let's talk about it. What does it mean? Can anyone be president? I don't know. Would you want to be president? From what I can gather, there's so many people. So you think like who should run? They're all giving their analysis and then like trying to get somebody to run is like a puppet so they can hold up a human shield. Like you can't actually see the friggin' lobbyists. You can't actually see the people who are like enforcing the law, who are just like enforcing the laws and acting as police state. They just grab one politician after another. Yeah, this is a beauty contest, and they'll be rich and famous, and they just get shot holes like Charlie Kirk. Wait, Charlie Kirk was shot before he could. Wait, was he even going to try to run for office? Anyway, you see, like, you get the message. You get the message. You be a little outside of the system. You become a little danger to start talking about family values and stuff, which really hurts the sex trade industry. And boom, blood just squirting out of the neck and shit. What do you do? Well, he said somebody had bad moral values, and so they blew his head off. Wait, actually, he was shot through the head. Kennedy has had, but then yeah, he might have been those bad family values. A couple magazines for American Illustrated from December 1977, February 1975. This one has some articles. Uh, well, there's a lot of stuff that school history books. When you try to make a history book just the most, whatever, who's ever putting it together to create the narrative, the establishment of the United States of America, which that illusion is quickly disintegrating. Is it that we was never the United States? You've always been in Canada. Oh, thank you, Justin. We've always been in Canada, so you need me to pay Canadian taxes so you can what? So you can give more free houses to your friends. Remember that twat? Come to Canada, Canada. Everything's free. Yeah, they got jealous of Europe. They got jealous of Europe and their free cars and houses for the oppressed. Come to Canada. So anyway, everything's free. A member of the Veteran Reserve Corps recalls his spicy Civil War experiences in the federal capital with, I don't know if you can see that, Condemned Yanks by Alfred Dullard. Checking at the paths at a long bridge at the Long Bridge, battles and leaders of the Civil War. Outstanding Civil War documents are constantly being found in attics, basements, and obscure collections, and this memoir is no exception. It's turned up in an antique shop, written and extensively illustrated by Alfred Dullard, a private in Company C of the 5th New Jersey Volunteers. The reminiscence could well be called the Diary of Billy Yank, for its representative account of soldier life in the Union Army. Dullard had been a carpenter in Hudson City before the war. Like so many others, he enlisted for 3 years of service in August 1861, only 18 when he was mustered in at Jersey City. During the next year and a half, he participated in such major actions as Seven Pines, Second Bull Run, and Fredericksburg, when a knee wound suffered at the Battle of Chancellorsville on May 3, 1863, rendered him unfit for further active service. He was transferred to the Veteran Reserve Corps. By October, he was camping near Alexandria, Virginia. Experiences in the corps provided a new perspective on military existence, which he later recorded in a comprehensive war memoir, a portion of which we excerpt here. We owe our sincere thanks to Alec Thomas Archives, Clark's Summit, Pennsylvania, for allowing us to present the following pages of Dullard's reminiscence for the first time. This coming fall, Little, Brown and Company will publish this exceptional illustrated memoir in its entirety. The company being full on 14th of October, we received one day's rations of grub. Boarding the train at the camp, we were soon on our way for Alexandria. Upon reaching there, we took another train that carried us to Washington, stopping at the end of the Long Bridge. Getting out of the cars, we marched up 14th Street to Meridian Hill and took possession of some tents that were already there. As they were in a very dirty condition, we set to work and cleaned them out, after which we took it easy for the rest of the day. The next morning, we received our arms and equipment, an extra pair of pants, and the blue jacket of the Invalid Corps. The jacket was made of black blue cloth with black braid for trimmings and 9 small brass buttons down the front. A camp guard had been called for. I found myself detailed for the first time in 5 months. But as I had been there before, it was like second nature to me. As the corps was not organized into regiments as yet, our company was designated as the 97th Company of the 1st Battalion of Invalids, whereas the boys called us Condemned Yanks. Wait, no, wait. Invalids. Whereas the boys called us Condemned Yanks. And they put a comment there. But this is just, Our captain, in taking command of the company, informed us. Wait, no, I proposed. Sorry. Doesn't really much matter, huh? Condemned, yes. Our captain, in taking command of the company, informed us that we were ordered to Washington to do provost duty, and he wanted every man to look neat and present a good appearance. After he had inspected the command, he declared himself as well pleased, having found everything to his satisfaction. There was 9 companies stationed at the camp, and our routine of duty consisted of 2 drills during the day with dress parade in the evening, while every third day we took our turn at guard duty. One night during a storm, our tent came down. We got pretty wet before we could get up and up again. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to watch some more readings on this. Apparently, this is an excerpt from a book somebody found. Oh wow, this is very interesting. I was having a conversation the other day. See, this is all graphic picture. Anyways, it's a Baptist Bethel, WM Cooper Soldiers Hospital. Oh, Baptist Bethel. So anyway, I put this over here because I gotta hurry it up. I gotta hurry it up. I got a place I want to be around 5. Oh yeah, my friends they invited me over for like a movie instead of going out to the place that's having a screening. I got here a photograph. I mean, not they're not photographs. They're hand drawings of old automobiles. The first one is a Rambler Runabout, 1902. The Ram, early American motos. Funny thing is, that Rambler Runabout, that's pretty much all I need. One of the places I go really is the Walmart about 3 miles up the street. Like that's about the distance I go from here. I just by myself. I don't leave. I very rarely go past the miles from where I live on a daily basis. That would really help me get to the 3 miles away. So I just sit here in my squalor, thinking how long. Well, now that we're all celebrities of some sort, this is California. This is California. I suppose the royalty of LA just expects to be treated as royalty here because we used to. A lot of people generally used to like them. Well, they like the characters. People like the characters they saw, and now you're meeting people in real life, and you're like, why do you have a man? Why do you deserve a mansion? Oh, they deserve it. They deserve it because that'll be $10 million, please. Ooh, 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 ooh. I like money. I sing and dance. What do you think? JB Dance. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I meant the JB Dance, not the dance. Do the dance, not the dance. Do the dance. Keep that principle in our fence. Yeah, yeah. Liberate, liberate, celebrate. Get down today. Woo, 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 woo. Oh yeah, this might actually be even more worse off after I finished cleaning it than it was before I started. And I find it very important that I shit off the floor because then I can actually see what I have. Like notebooks. Oh, here's a note from here's my investigator notes from July 19th, 2024, 5:59 p.m. PST. Health observation. Toronto Vallarta staff a very guilty conscience. BP Lansing website, paper, question mark, research old prohibition of having Bible, read Catholicism. 100,000 copies of John and Romans to Philippines and Tagalog. Oh, that was a fundraiser for some missionaries. Special sermon, Acts 13, 14 to 41. Children and sons trained and served in films. Yeah, I wonder. I do like the investigatory services. Monday, October 28th, 2024. SPAC Christmas ticket donations. Oh my goodness, yeah, he was buying ticket donation stuff. But lately, I've been having a very big problem financially. That was a year ago. That was over a year ago. July 2024. That was a year and yeah. So it's just like I had more money back then. I haven't really had any income. Oh, I'm not. I'm in a standstill. You see, the way I act here now, I kind of well might have some HR complaints. I might have some HR complaints. So if you like hear some things that I'm not doing my job, talk to Ben. Talk to Ben. Hey, Ruby. Ruby. Yama. Yame. Ben. Ben Martin. Uh, se diga Ben necesita interview Kevin in response to allegations. Yeah, see, it's like they've already convicted people of the HR complaints, and I'm like, that's a lot of women. I what? How many women? I thought I was a loser incel. Oh, wait, that's right. In the cell. Who's more of a loser incel than inmates who live in cells and can't their wives? Oh boy. Oh boy, to get out and find out a police officer gifted you so many. Yeah. Oh yeah, the war with the police is heating back up again. I can tell it in their faces. See, they were the good cops who avoided getting canceled for like calling a fucking criminal a fucking. Yep. So it's you only get the so we only have the Fruit Loops. So the only people who are cops now are the Fruit Loops little fucking. Oh no, we all want to make a thing. I want to make a scene. I'm a hero though. Hey baby, did I protect you from that mean man who was yelling at you? You fucking yeah, yeah, that man. Your man, he talked to you. He don't want to share you. Do you know where you live? It's a crime. Do you know it's a crime not to give a hungry man food? He asked for it. Hey, you don't go con on it. Yeah, don't come. The Uber driver. No. He did. He doesn't work there anymore. But I learned about fish because of him. He's pretty well known in Turkey for being a fish streamer. Yeah. But he streams on Tik now. Oh, nice. Istanbul, and then I went to Cappadocia. And I did the I wasn't here. Oh, I didn't really. Wow, I didn't. I'll have to send you pictures. There were so many. I was like, yeah, I got the oh, are you really? What about the pet? Yeah, here, I want to show you, this. Well, hold on. Where's my phone? Do you have it? Listen, you guys are great. Like, you guys, it's just everything. It's so fascinating. Let me pick up a picture. Oh my gosh! Thank you! What the heck? That's 50? Wow! Thank you! I can't wait to know it. Oh, Turkey. And then Turbin, the Istanbul airport is like, I think it's the biggest in the world. A massive structure. It's very nice for the long layovers. I had an 18-hour layover once, and the airline had an arrangement with the hotel, so me and some other people took a bus out and got about, what did we get? We got like 8 hours in a hotel or something to get a little sleep. Normally I sleep on airport floors. I haven't traveled in so long. Istanbul. It was nice. They had a hotel, and it was like sleep or go over or walk over the mall. I chose sleep. There's opportunities to just get a little sightseeing in while traveling for work related purposes. Reminds me of my 24-hour layover in in Frankfurt. Now I didn't know I had a 24-hour layover. 25. Well, yeah, I thought it was weird because my connecting flight, I just looked at the hours. It's like, oh, I have like 35 minutes between flights. So I was running around the airport. But where's my flight? I went to the date and there was like no flight listed. I'm like, oh no. And I had to go out of the customs area and the top and say, hey, where's my flight? Like, oh, that's tomorrow. Welcome to Germany. So I like, oh boy, if I had known, I had like a couple people I had met, well, vacationing years before that, getting into like, let's see, 2009, and this was 2000, and I forget, 17 maybe. When I made Facebook friends, but I didn't. But I really, if I had known, I could have contacted people and maybe had like a dinner or something. Lost opportunity. So I have a little brochure about moving your family, Los Altos Hills, and neighboring communities, California. Los Altos Board of Realtors, October 19th, 1972. To all active members, dear Realtor, enclosed is a copy of our newly printed public relations brochure. The brochure was designed to be used as a selling tool by brokers and salesmen and to further strengthen and enhance the public image of the Los Altos Board of Realtors. The flexible format of the brochure permits the user to add or remove materials as needed. The information sheets concerning the Los Altos area were devised to appeal to the out-of-state client as well as the native. The listing sheets are meant to give a general idea of the architectural types, locations, and price range of homes available in the area, and are not necessarily specific homes for sale at the time an individual might be reading the brochure. The unit cost of the brochure is 50 cents. This figure reflects printing costs only, as design, writing, selection, and arrangement material were done by the board, office staff, and committee members. The brochure has been enthusiastically received by those members who have seen it, and we hope that you will find it handsome and helpful. Respectfully, John S. Newman, President. Newman, Los Altos Board of Realtors. Oh, see, yeah, like for those happy families, telling you how good your schools are. I think that's America. I think maybe we need to do a little thing on America and how we're so full of travelers, just looking for that perfect place. And then I have Lou Gehrig, the pride of the Yankees. These are school magazine things. Uh, Taming Your Gremlin, a guide to enjoying yourself by Richard D. Carson. A little workbook on taming your gremlin. Isn't that a cute cover? We got Summer 1985, National Geographic Traveler, an educational travel resource. Oh my goodness, look at all these wonderful places to travel to. Oh my goodness. Whoa. There's one in there for plane enthusiasts. Yeah, see, the setup isn't really good for sharing what I want you to see. Oh, TWA Getaway Vacations leading the way. Travel wise, Forestiniog Railway emblem proudly sports the Prince of Wales heraldic plumes. Oh, this is an advertisement for entering the British Isles. All foreign visitors need a valid passport. Visas are not required for U.S. citizens for stays of less than 6 months. No immunizations are required. The pound sterling is the basic unit of currency. My, how things have changed. Ooh, Royal Caribbean. Now imagine the same idea on a slightly larger scale. Oh, look at that. Wouldn't that be fun to take a vacation? Oh my goodness. I'm 50 years old and I ain't never taken a vacation like that before. time when I had enough money to take a vacation, go, why are you taking, why are you going out? Because my family's homeless. Because it's like spending money on lavish vacations when my brother's living in the streets. My dad's going crazy because, well, he's depending on his sons to support him. Oh my goodness! Imagine having a bunch of drug addict dependent children and like no retirement. People on those vacations don't see the number one reason not to have children. They ruin your vacations. Yeah, the time life book of photographs. What other joys do I have? Ooh, hung by the tongue. A study of the words of your mouth presenting in serious simplicity the truth of what you say is what you get. Francis P. Martin. Ooh, Kenneth E. Hagin. Bible answers to man's questions on demons. Oh, the Bhagavad Gita. A verse translation by Geoffrey Perinder. Let's see. 10. Pervading power. The blessed Lord said, now is a higher message yet. Listen to this that I shall tell, both because you delight in it and also that I wish you well. Oh, it's strange listening to, they did it in trying as best they could to make it into rhymes. I suppose in the original language it would appear as rhymes. Sometimes those direct translations lose the do you want art or accuracy? The mighty seers and hosts of gods know nothing of my origin. I am the beginning of the gods, and mighty seers in everything. He who knows me, great Lord of worlds, the unborn and the beginningless, he of undiluted mortals, from every evil finds release. Okay, so on the first one, I'm trying to find. From me alone all states of being is derived in their diversities. In mind the wisdom, non-delusional, in patience, truth, control, and peace. In pleasure, pain, existing, dying, in fear or safety, harmlessness, in contentment, fame, or infamy, in austerity or bounteousness. The seven mighty seers of old, and the manas four from me arose. All were the offspring of my mind, and worldly creatures spring from those. Whoever knows my pervading powers and energies which work therein, in integrated certainly is undivided discipline. I am the origin of all. From me all creatures emanate. The wise know this and give me love, as thoroughly affectionate. With thoughts and life absorbed in me, they offer one another light, and talking of me constantly, they find content and true delight. To those men always disciplined, whoever more show love to me, I give that integrated mind, by means of which they come to me. Their darkness born of ignorance, in kindliness I dissipate, by the shining lamp of wisdom, and yet remain in my own state. His bag's big enough to, strong enough to hold all the things. Oh my goodness! I'm gonna take some of the books into the other room and have a little bit less to trip over. Mm-hmm. And the magazines put over here in this baggie. Country Music's Most Wanted by Francesca Pipiet, the top 10 book of cheating hearts, honky tonk tragedies, and Music City oddities. Lee Emerson Bellamy. Under the name Lee Emerson, Bellamy was known as manager for Marty Robbins, Bobby Helms, Jimmy C. Newman, and George Jones, to name a few. He had a talent for songwriting and he wrote, I thought I heard you call my name. 1978, he was fatally shot in Nashville. One of the suspects in the case was Staff Sergeant Barry Sadler. He was best known for the song "The Ballad of the Green Berets." Sadler wrote that song along with Robin Moore, authored the best-selling book "The Green Berets," which also became a John Wayne movie. This patriotic tune came out in 1966 and held the number one position for 5 weeks, but a hit record did not assure success. Sadler was charged with the 1970 murder of Emerson, his former business partner. The case went to trial in 1981. Sadler was found not guilty. Sadler was shot in the head during a 1988 robbery attempt at his Guatemala compound. He suffered brain damage and died of heart failure the following year. Wow. Oh my goodness, country music. It used to have just such a clean, oh my goodness, Nashville. That used to have such a clean, wholesome family vibe to it. Now I'm kind of wondering, is even country music alive? It almost makes me want to. So Staff Sergeant, what's it? Oh my God, I lost my place. Oh, there it is. Staff Sergeant Barry Sadler. Hmm. A Guatemalan compound. That certainly puts a give one something to think about. Okay, these are just all my ancient Chinese fables. The fox borrows the tiger's hair. The battle between the snipe and the clam. Well, I guess this is okay. Yeah. Oh my goodness. This is. It doesn't have that much Chinese language in it. There's few words. Yeah, I rush things a lot, and it's like, what's wrong with this person? He's completely alcoholic. Yep, yep. Remote therapist. This is what happens when you have like people who had some newspaper articles, and I didn't even know about it. But remote therapy, like my goodness, this is what happens when you don't have insane asylums to send people to. They have to have like group therapists like recording everything. He's drinking again. Yep, yeah, I'm gonna go drink. I like drinking. I like drinking and hating. Those are my two favorite things: to drink and think about everything and everyone I hate. Especially therapists. Like I don't know how many gay therapists can be like this is well this is California. You have to understand heterosexual conversion therapy. It's the opposite of what the f- do. Did you ever hear like the conversion therapy programs where they try to help people stop being gay? This is California, and believe me, I was talking to my ex girlfriend. Not I mean I was talking when she was my girlfriend. Facebook official. It was that serious. And she told me like this little kid that she used to babysit, the kid and his parents moved to the San Alameda area for like a Navy assignment, and boy oh boy, within like a year, the little boy had discovered he was bisexual. Like, isn't that wonderful? Isn't that wonderful? To people from all the world come here and discover in California public schools their true sexual identity. Now, sometimes people disagree with the teacher, and that's a problem. Have you ever disagreed with a teacher? Like Dr. Jordan, I'm not a faggot, you are. See, that's that projection thing. Like that's how serious it is. I used to be one of those. I'm oppressed by the Canadian government. They said I have to use people's preferred pronouns. I'm not. I'm against wokeness. Is this woke telling me that I have to call my students by their preferred pronouns? Yeah, Doctor Jordan. Now I get it. Now I get it. I think he just doesn't. He's like, you're gay. You stay gay. You can't compete with me for the ladies. Yeah, it's like these sex degenerates. just so many people proselytizing in religiously conservative communities the openness of their trans polyamorous agenda. You're racist against trans women. You won't have sex with a trans woman? I wasn't trying to have sex with anybody. It's dangerous. Things have turned out here. It's dangerous to have premarital sex in a Muslim community. Did you know that? Or maybe any sex at all. Wow, such backwards hillbillies. I never knew they could be so ignorant and violent against somebody just spreading the message of love is love. Dr. Jordan, did you sneak into the harem? I've worked on these things. One of the synopses I'm working at is like a trap harem. You ever heard of trap house? Like trap house music? In India, trap music was like a trap harem. Like people, oh, they had those beautiful girls. Like horny dudes come in there and they realize they were all Aladdins. Oh, they're all Aladdins in there. Uh, Sometimes it's dangerous to be in a woman's space as a boy. I mean, I think boys can be a woman, but as a man, a full grown man, you went into the woman's space? Oh, so many women. Do you like the beautiful women in Aladdin? Are you wait, did Aladdin dress up as a beautiful woman? Oh my goodness. Aladdin, you look so appealing in that nightgown. So you made a wish, did you? Did you wish to be a real woman, Aladdin? Yeah, that kind of stuff. Sometimes just rehearse scenes and stuff as if Jordan, Dr. Jordan was here. I think he's so obsessed. I think I'm dying, Dr. Drew. I think Dr. Jordan is he's just, he's resistance to his real inner being, and that's a beautiful woman, isn't it, Jordan? So I can move those into the other room, and I can feel like I've accomplished something. Now, this autobiography of Benjamin Franklin, I haven't gone all the way through it. Familiar letters to Mrs. Deborah Franklin, Gradenhutzen, 25th January 1756. My dear child, this day week we arrived here. I wrote to you the same day and once since. We all continue well, thanks to be to God. We have been hindered with bad weather, yet our fort is in a good defensible condition, and we have every day more convenient living. Two more are to be built, one on each side of this, at about 15 miles distance. I hope both will be done in a week or 10 days, and then I propose to bend my course homeward. We have enjoyed your roast beef, and this day began on the roast veal. All agree that you are both the best that ever were of the kind. For citizens that have their dinner hot and hot know nothing of good eating. We find it in much greater perfection when the kitchen is fourscore miles from the dining room. The apples are extremely welcome and do bravely to eat after our salt pork. The minced pies are not yet come to hand, but I suppose we shall find them among the things expected up from Bethlehem on Tuesday. The capillaire is excellent, but none of us having taken cold as yet, we have only tasted it. As to our lodging, 'tis on deal feather beds and warm blankets, and much more comfortable than we were lodged at our inn the first night after we left home, for the women being about to put every damp sheets on the bed. We desired her to air them first. Half an hour afterwards she told us the bed was ready and the sheets well aired. I got into bed, but jumped out immediately, finding them as cold as death and partly frozen. She had aired them indeed, but it was out upon the hedge. I was forced to wrap myself up in my great coat and woolen trousers. Everything about the bed was shockingly dirty, as I hope in a little time to be with you and my family and check things over. I now only add that I am, dear Debbie, your affectionate husband, B. Franklin. I put in some letters here. Not the part I was looking for. Oh my goodness. Dialogue between Franklin and the Grout. Franklin. Oh, midnight, October 22nd, 1780. Franklin. Eve, oh, Eve, what have I done to merit these cruel sufferings? Gout. Many things. You have ate and drunk too freely, and too much indulged those legs of yours in their indolence. Franklin. Who is it that accuses me? Gout. It is I, even I, the gout. Franklin. What? My enemy in person? Gout. No, not your enemy. Franklin. I repeat it, my enemy. For you would not only torment my body to death, but ruin my good name. You reproach me as a glutton and a tippler. Now all the world that knows me will allow that I am neither the one nor the other. Gout. The world may think as it pleases. It is always very complacent to itself and sometimes to its friends. But I very well know that the quality of meat and drink proper for a man who takes a reasonable degree of exercise would be too much for another who never takes any. This might not be the one. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I just. Sorry. There's a nice little play thing there. I think he's got an argument with like some ailment he has. Self-talk. Maybe there's another one here where, well, he's. But Franklin was known for advice and things, and so there were certain people who would watch him constantly, and they would take notes. That is the thing. Just taking notes. Just, you said this, and now you're doing this. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That section. Oh my goodness. Anyway, that's what little sticky note things are for. I'll spare you this then. The first part is autobiography, then they include letters and some other things. Okay, brief excerpt. In 1751, Dr. Thomas Bond, a particular friend of mine, conceived the idea of establishing a hospital in Philadelphia, a very beneficent design, which has been ascribed to me, but was originally and truly his, for the reception and cure of poor sick persons, whether inhabitants of the province or strangers. He was zealous and active in endeavoring to procure subscriptions for it, but the proposal being a novelty in America, and at first not well understood, he met but with little success. At length he came to me with the compliment that he found there was no such thing as carrying a public spirited project through without my being concerned in it. For, said he, I am often asked by those to whom I propose subscribing, have you consulted Franklin on this business? And what does he think of it? And when I tell them that I have not, supposing it rather out of your line, they do not subscribe, but say they will consider it. I inquired into the nature and probable utility of this scheme, and receiving from him a very satisfactory explanation, I not only subscribed to it myself, but engaged heartily in the design of procuring subscriptions from others. Previously, however, to the solicitation, I endeavored to prepare the minds of the people by writing on the subject in the newspapers, which was my usual custom in such cases, but which Dr. Bond had omitted. The subscriptions afterward were more free and generous, but beginning to flag, I saw that they would be insufficient without some assistance from the Assembly, and therefore proposed to petition for it, which was done. The country members did not at first relish the project. They objected that it could only be serviceable to the city, and therefore the citizens alone should be at the expense of it, and they doubted whether the citizens themselves generally approved of it. My allegation, on the contrary, that it met with such approbation as to leave no doubt of our being able to raise £2,000 by voluntary donations. They considered as a most extravagant supposition and utterly impossible. On this I formed my plan, asking leave to bring in a bill for incorporating the contributors according to the prayer of their petition and granting them a blank sum of money, which leave was obtained chiefly on the consideration that the House could throw the bill out if they did not like it. I drew it so as to make the important clause a conditional one, viz., and be it enacted by the authority aforesaid, that when the said contributors shall have met and chosen their managers and treasurer, and shall have raised by their contributions a capital stock of £2,000 value, the yearly interest of which is to be applied to the accommodation of the sick poor in the said hospital, and of charge for diet, attendance, advice, and medicines, and shall make the same appear to the satisfaction of the Speaker of the Assembly for this time being, that then it shall and may be lawful for the said Speaker that he is hereby required to sign an order on the provincial treasurer for the payment of £2,000, two yearly payments to the treasurer of the said hospital, to be applied to the founding, building, and finishing of the same. Oh, that's a nice little uh, thing of history. I wonder where they just say would like going to the East Coast. Where is that hospital now? Where is that hospital now? Just looking at a little thing I came across when I picked up the book a few days ago. I had been thinking about this request of supplies, of food supplies. They have a one half dozen dried tongues. Hmm. Well, my uncle used to be a big fan of liver, and so he would have like liver and eggs, right? These are parts of the cow that we've just gotten away from eating. And, well, it doesn't actually say cow tongues. It just says tongues, Tim. Just tongues. I don't know if you've ever seen Wicker Man. The poles are reversing, and this is a woman's world now. How much, how much grievances, how many minor grievances have been inflated into world-altering affairs and wars and bloodshed over a wagging tongue, just spreading malicious gossip. It makes me think. Yes, this is just almost exactly the same mess, if not a little more cluttered, as when I began. But I wanted to turn on my vanity project and just say I'm still here. I'm like I have no idea what's going on at the end of November. It's like there's a lot of violence. I really suspect that the dude trying to sell this that I've only briefly seen murdered the other occupants. I think we just had a very big invasion. They just straight up murdered people and took their homes. Kind of like Gaza or something. Kind of like you go home after like after the what's that word for it? There's a word I learned the other day, and it was based on when in like 1949, all of a sudden a bunch of Germans landed on the beach and just drove everybody from their homes. And like, I guess why not? Why not just like have an environment people like run away for their lives, or you just like, well, I don't know if you ever heard about Hellstorm, but yeah, why not? They're not your people. Just we're talking about just going back to basics, going back to the basics, and just taking it. So yeah, I actually think that the sports leagues, yeah, all those weird old people, all those weird old child molesters, the pedophiles like Donald Sterling. Well, if we're doing age gaps, like if we're doing age gaps, I have no problem calling him and his people pedophiles, but I don't think he's paying his football players. I think he's just like a judge or something. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Special laws for other people. There's a lot of things. Someday you think I'm like crazy. You should talk to my